Woke up breathing on purpose, heart steady, I feel aligned. Every step that I'm taking, you already drew the line. I'm right on time, by your design, covered in grace. I don't have to try, I'm walking light in perfect peace. I'm where I'm meant to be. I'm where I'm meant to be.
Welcome back to Unfiltered. If you've listened to episode 31, then you already know that episode was about something very simple but very real. I am not explaining anymore. And I want to say this clearly because this is important. That was a behavior shift. That was me saying, I'm not over explaining. I am not repeating myself. I am not trying to make everything make sense to everyone. That was action. But today we're going deeper because stopping the behavior is one thing, but being okay with the outcome of that behavior, that is something else. So, episode 32 is this: I am okay if you don't understand me. And that is a mindset shift. Let's just talk for real because I think this is where a lot of people get stuck. You can stop explaining yourself but still feel frustrated that people don't get you. You're quieter, you're more grounded, you're not reacting the same way. And instead of people respecting it, they question it. What's wrong with you? You're acting different. You good? And even if you don't say anything out loud, internally, you're like, how do you not see what I'm trying to do? And that feeling right there, that's what we're addressing today. Because if I'm being honest, a lot of us don't just explain ourselves for communication. We explain ourselves to be understood, to be seen, to be validated, to feel like we're not alone in how we think or move. And when that doesn't happen, it can feel uncomfortable. It can feel frustrating. It can even feel a little isolating. But here's the truth I had to sit with. Not everyone is meant to understand you at every stage of your life. And that's not a problem. Not at all. This is real shift. Episode 31 said, I'm not explaining anymore. But episode 32 says, I am not explaining and I'm okay if you don't understand me. That second part, that's freedom. Because now you're not just controlling your actions, you're at peace with the response or the lack of response or the misunderstanding. You're not waiting for someone to get it before you feel settled. You are already settled. Let's make it practical. People understand from where they are, not from where you are. So if you've grown, if you have shifted, if your awareness is different, then of course there going to be a disconnect. It's not that you're wrong. It's not that they are wrong. You're just in different places. And once you accept that, you stop you stop taking misunderstanding so personally. This one is important. You don't need agreement to evolve. You don't need people to clap for your growth. You don't need people to say, I get it now. Because if your growth depends on being understood, you will be stuck explaining forever. And explaining keeps you tied to where you have already outgrown. Let that sink in. Let's bring it into everyday life. It looks like not responding to every misunderstanding, not correcting every assumption, not feeling the need to defend your peace. It looks like choosing calm, even when you could explain. It looks like letting people think what they think and still be okay with it. That's not weakness. That's emotional discipline. That's growth. There's a certain kind of peace that comes when you let go of needing to be understood. You feel lighter. You stop replaying conversations in your head. You stop thinking, I should have said this. I should have explained that. Because you realize everything doesn't need a response. Everything doesn't need clarity. Everything doesn't need your energy. So let me ask you something. Where in your life are you still trying to be understood? And what would it feel like to release that? Not in a defensive way, not in a I don't care way, but in a grounded, peaceful way where you just say, I'm okay where I am. If you don't fully understand it, I'm okay. Now, this is episode 32 of Unfiltered. Episode 31 was the behavior shift. I'm not explaining anymore. Episode 32 is the mindset shift. I'm okay if you don't understand. And those two come together, that's where real peace begins. I'm Colina Chippy. Stay aware, stay unfiltered, and I'll see you in the next episode. Blessings, love, and light. What good?